The law of embodiment. You will receive a body which is yours to keep. The law of embodiment states that you, as a human being, are an idea that is granted a body. We're all born with one body, and it's the same body we'll die with. You can see more flaws in it than anyone else. It is your first impression, your comfort, and your protector. You can dispose of it, or take care of it, tan it, fill it with rubbish, or nutrients. Whatever you choose to do with it, remember that it is a mirror of what's inside. Your body is not you, but your mind. Your body is just a physical representation of you. Your body is the physical representation of the idea and identity of you. Without you, this body is nothing but bones and flesh. With you, it has emotions, hormonal changes, comfort, discomfort, preferences, likes, hates. Everything that you experience via the body is the idea about you. Tips to take away. 1. Listen to your body. Eat when you are hungry and rest when you are tired. 2. Change the messages you are giving yourself. Identify the negative ways that you speak to yourself and decide to replace that self-talk with more realistic, loving, and positive statements. 3. Throw out the bathroom scale. You are much more than a number on a scale. Instead, focus on the most important things about yourself, your unique talents, qualities, skills, and characteristics. 4. Think of your body as an instrument instead of as an ornament. Be thankful every day for all the wonderful things you can do in your body, such as dance, play, run, enjoy good food, and give hugs. 5. Exercise to feel good and be healthy, not to lose weight or punish your body. Find fun ways to add more physical activity to your life, such as going for a walk with a friend. 6. Move with your head held high. If you act like someone with a healthy body image and good self-confidence, the act will eventually become reality. 7. Wear comfortable clothes that fit. Clothes that are too large or too small create physical discomfort and may make you feel even worse about your body. Clothes that fit you well are designed to complement your figure. Ignore the size tags if possible, because you are not a number. 8. Question ads that perpetuate unrealistic standards for our bodies. Instead of saying, "What's wrong with me?" say, "What's wrong with this ad?" Write to the company. Set your own standards instead of letting the media set them for you. 9. Surround yourself with people who are supportive of you and your body, not critical. 10. Every day tell yourself, "I am beautiful." Remember, this is your body. You have received it, and it is yours to keep. The law of lessons. You are enrolled in a full-time, informal school called life. Each day in this school, you will have the opportunity to learn lessons. You may like the lessons or think them irrelevant and stupid. According to the law of lessons, the whole life is filled with learning lessons. These lessons come from experiencing polar opposite experiences. These comprise both good and bad experiences. You keep learning these lessons until the soul grows into love, joy, and awareness. Some of your choices will be good, while others will lead to mistakes. Both result in lessons you can apply to how you conduct your life. Life is a constant learning experience, in which every day has opportunities to learn more. These lessons are specific to you, and learning them is the key to discovering and fulfilling the meaning and relevance of your own life as a human. Don't be afraid to fall apart for a little while, because when it happens, the situation will open an opportunity for you to grow and rebuild yourself into the brilliant person you can be. Letting go is part of moving forward for the better. You will not get what you really deserve if you are too attached to the things you are supposed to let go of. Sometimes you fall in love and fight, you learn and you move on. And it's good. You need to be prepared to leave the life you have planned so that you can enjoy the life that awaits you. At the end, embrace what life throws at you and learn the lessons that life wants you to learn in order to grow. Law of experimentation. Growth is a process of trial and error. Experimentation. The failed experiments are as much a part of the process as the experiment that ultimately works. We are our biggest critics. We are complicated and contradictory, even in the most extreme times. There is nothing we would like to do more than comparing with other people. The point is, no one is perfect, and everyone fails, including you. Mistakes are how we learn. It's a painful, yet powerful part of life, because how you handle them will define you. The law of change. A lesson will be presented to you in various forms until you have learned it. Then you can go to the next lesson. Under this law, history will repeat itself until you learn the lesson and take steps to do something else to prevent this cycle. Change gives you a new way to create a new future and a better version of yourself, free from the patterns of the past. If you experience the same situation repeatedly, for example, you may be involved with the same unwanted partner. This is the law of change in action. If everything around you changes suddenly and dramatically, take it as a sign that you have made significant progress in your recent development. The definition of madness is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. This statement fits the meaning of the 10th karmic law from the book 12 Laws of Karma. It says, the past repeats itself until you learn from it and take a new direction. Life will nudge you, push you, or shove you repeatedly until you are in the right direction. Which lesson you take depends on how well you pay attention. Lessons are repeated until they are learned. The problems and challenges presented, the frustrations, are more of a lesson. They will be repeated until you see them and learn from them. The law of continuous learning. There is no part of life that does not contain its lessons. If you are alive, there are lessons to be learned. We always learn. It never ends. There is a reason the oldest members of tribes and communities are considered the wisest of all. Because they have lived through almost all the phases of life and its challenges, and have learned lessons that others may not have even thought of. You should be on the lookout to learn lessons, because there are an infinite number of people, places, and things that you can learn from. Yes, it is not possible to have a perfect solution to every problem, but you can make mistakes and grow out of your mistakes. As long as you are alive, you must always learn. To surrender to the rhythm of life rather than fighting against it. You should be on the lookout to learn lessons, because there are an infinite number of people, places, and things that you can learn from. Yes, it is not possible to have a perfect solution to every problem, but you can make mistakes and grow out of your mistakes. As long as you are alive, you must always learn. To surrender to the rhythm of life rather than fighting against it. Engage in a process of constant learning and change. Be humble enough to always acknowledge your own weaknesses, and be flexible enough to adapt to what you may not be used to, as rigidity deprives you of the freedom of these new possibilities. You will learn lessons as long as you are alive. There is no life stage without new lessons. You will learn lessons as long as you are alive. There is no life stage without new lessons. As long as you live, you will always have something more to learn. And as long as you follow your heart and do not stop learning, you will not grow old. On the other hand, you will get newer every day. This is the law of continuous learning. Law of here and now. When your there has become here, you will simply obtain another there that will again look better than here. If there's one thing we humans are good at, it's wanting things. We try to be smarter, more attractive, and richer. We like to shop all things and travel all over the place, and it's no surprise that our desire doesn't end there. However, throughout recent years, we've mastered having, doing, or seeing more. Doesn't really mean we'll be more happy. It's tied in with being content with what you have and permitting anything more to be a reward. The other side might be greener than yours. However, being there isn't the way to endless happiness. Be grateful for what you have and where you are on your journey of life. True beauty lives under the skin. Whenever you start to truly know somebody, the greater part of their actual attributes disappears for you. You start to live in their energy, recognize their scent, and value their mind. You start to see what is inside that person as opposed to the outer attributes. That is the reason you can't fall head over heels for just the outer beauty. You can lust for it, be captivated by it, or want to own it. You can adore it with your eyes and your body for a brief period. However, not your heart in the long term. Also, that is the reason when you truly connect with a person's internal self, most physical flaws become immaterial. While we have talked about living in the present, there is one thing that can potentially stop you from being here now. That thing is what we call as living in the past. If you focus on past events, you will continue to relive them. One practice to be here and now is to get rooted in your senses. Look around the room you are in. Focus your eyes on something. Blink and say, I am here. As you may guess, the law of here and now is all about being present to the moment you have now. Right at this moment. If we live in here and now, and tap into the present with what we are doing, seeing, tasting, smelling, and feeling, we would not be so disconnected while talking to others, eating food, watching a movie, or spending alone time with ourselves. You realize that energy is different, and the experience is more rewarding and fulfilling. Also, you cannot be here and now if you look back on what was or worry about the future. Old ideas, old behavior patterns, and old dreams prevent us from getting new ones. Law of the mirror. You cannot love or hate something about another person unless it reflects to you something you love or hate about yourself. You might think you have unbiased opinions about others. However, the very definition of opinion is that it's personal. There's a reason you have the thoughts and judgments. They're an immediate reflection of your inner beliefs. The self-help genre is very popular for self-assessment. Yet frankly, the most ideal way you can find out about yourself and develop is to explore your feelings toward others. People are meant to be with people. We're meant to love them, like them, miss them, trust them, open up to them, learn from them, walk away, and sometimes the hardest one, get over them. Growth occurs in the space among ourselves and another. It's where we figure out how to love, trust, risk, find our breaking points, and then push against them. Try not to be scared to open up to it. It's where the wild, exciting things are. Growth occurs in the space among ourselves and another. It's where the wild, exciting things are. You get respect by being respectful. Respect isn't something you can demand or manipulate by saying whatever you think others need to hear. You earn respect by listening, acknowledging others' feelings, and treating others with a similar respect you expect to get in return. Treat everybody with kindness and respect, even the people who are inconsiderate to you, not because they are great, but because you are. The law of choice. You have all the tools and resources you need. What you do with them is up to you. The choice is yours. What you make out of your life is up to you. We're living in the digital age now, and it might be known as an era of knowledge. No other time in mankind's history have we had immediate access to the vast amount of information. Love hard. It's a superpower. There are countless reasons not to love. The greatest is that it probably won't be returned. One thing is for sure, however, if you don't give it out, it can't return to you. Assuming you've been hurt before, you may be hesitant to seriously put yourself at risk once more. However, what you want to remember is that broken hearts heal. It doesn't feel like that when the edges are raw from the break. Yet you need to realize that it's true. What keeps people away from full living, much more than heartbreak, is the loneliness that comes from never permitting yourself to be vulnerable. The loneliness that comes from never taking the risk to connect. Humans thrive in relationships. Be open to people, connections, relationships, and the sheer happiness that comes from that. People are generally attracted to an open heart. That doesn't mean you need to have the affection toward each human that comes your direction. You will come across various jackasses, especially assuming you have an open heart. The more we own all of the excellent, chaotic, confusing, rich, unlikable, warm, and great parts that go into making us humans that we are, the more capable we will be to connect, grow, love, be loved, take risks, stand firm, and fully live this life as human beings. Your health is your life. No matter what the size and shape of your body, it is the greatest tool you will ever have. Without it, you wouldn't be alive. Exercise to be fit, not thin. Eat to feed your body. To really be your best, give your body the fuel it needs. Throw the junk out and fill your kitchen with fresh, whole foods. Run, swim, bicycle, walk, sweat. Great health is fundamental for having the energy, endurance, and outlook to take on your objectives and dreams. The law of introspection. The answers to life's questions lie inside you. All you need to do is look, listen, and trust. The answers lie inside you. You know more than you think you do. The issue is we, more often than not, keep ourselves excessively occupied and distracted to realize it. We're so used to instant gratification, so if we do not get an answer immediately, we go to Google. This process works great for most inquiries, yet fails with regards to addressing individual questions. The most effective way to find answers to questions about you is to sit with yourself. Slow down and pay attention to the conversation going on in your mind. Take a fresh look at things. In the event that something isn't working for you any longer, dispose it off. The things that will work will take its spot. This could feel off-kilter for some time, and that is completely fine. Like new shoes, better approaches for being on the planet should be worn in. The law of moving on. You can remember any time you wish. You will forget all this. Time heals everything. We are all born with this ability. Our early experiences lead us into a physical world away from our spiritual selves, so that we become doubtful, cynical, and lacking belief and confidence. However, in reality, we naturally heal, if we just keep faith in that. Our physical, mental, and spiritual health heals itself when enough time is provided. Our physical, mental, and spiritual health heals itself when enough time is provided. The worst traumas and experiences also get healed by time. Even what seems like irreversible is healed by time. It gets done because of the law of moving on. This law states that when enough time is provided, the human mind is capable of moving on from the worst traumas and experiences. Therefore, the next time to experience a setback in any area of your life, which might seem to have destroyed everything in your life, remember the law of moving on. With enough time, you will be able to come out of it. The law of perception. You create a life that matches your beliefs and expectations. Life is exactly what you think it is. You'll feel alone at times. At times you'll wonder why everyone else's path looks as though it's not only bump-free, but lined with happy selfies and loving life. Facebook status updates. This can make the pain of troubled times feel worse. Don't make the mistake of thinking that just because other people's bumps don't line up at the same point in the path as yours, that they don't exist. They do. They do for everyone. It's what makes us human. Your love is the source of happiness. The contentment you feel in life is in direct proportion to the love you give. At the point when you love, you subconsciously strive to turn out to be better than who you are. At the point when you strive to turn out to be better than you are, the world around you turns out to be better as well. During your youth, love will be your teacher. In your middle age, love will be your fountain. And in your old age, love will be your fondest memories and your greatest source of happiness. During your youth, love will be your teacher. In your middle age, love will be your fountain. And in your old age, love will be your fondest memories and your greatest source of happiness. Your choices and perception design your life. You have a choice every single day. Decide to see the value in what you have. Decide to set aside a few minutes for yourself. Decide to accomplish something that makes you smile. Decide to be excited. Decide to laugh at your own silliness. Decide to spend time with positive people. Decide to be relentless with your objectives. Decide to attempt over and over. Inside your decisions lie all the tools and resources you need to design the life of your dreams. It's simply a question of how do you perceive it to be. The law of true possession. The present is all you have. You might amass a lot of wealth and possess a lot of materialistic things, but the truth is, as human beings, we have only one true possession. Everything else is just an illusion in the mind. The only true possession that you have is the present moment. No one can steal it from you. It is up to you to choose how you want to use this moment. This moment is a gift. Actually, your entire life has been leading up to this moment. The 12 laws of being human are not instructions. They are universal truths that apply to every one of us. At the point when you lose yourself, call upon them. Have confidence in the strength of your soul. Aspire to be wise in your path of life, as it knows no limits other than those you impose on yourself. I find it interesting that 4 out of the 12 laws of being human are tied to learning lessons. Perhaps this is on the grounds that we invested so much time on what's happening to us, rather than zeroing in on why it's happening.